going on, guys? This is All Day 1102 Network. This is Unveil Your Cloud. Today we have a special guest. If you don't mind, introduce yourself.
Hey, what's going on, man? It's 58 South in the building. Long time 1102 resident.
All day long.
Hey, happy to be here, man. It's an honor and a pleasure, man.
I got you.
Honor and a pleasure.
So, you have a podcast,
I do.
58 South.
I do.
What's that all about?
Okay, so the name of the podcast is Shop Talk NC Podcast, right? We do artist interviews, we do local business owner interviews, and we also just do regular, sit around shooting the shit, if I can say that.
Feel me?
Yeah.
Okay. How hard is it to stay structured and to be consistent on your pod, man?
It's I ain't gonna lie, it's a challenge. It's a challenge. Being new to the space, and I say that because I've been doing it for 3 years consistently on the YouTube and all that stuff, right? So nobody knows us in it. We're not famous or anything like that.
Right.
So the content has to be dope. It has to have a structure, so it seems like we're not all over the place. And sometimes it's real easy to veer off and go on a tangent. You know what I mean? You got to draw the other guests and stuff back in. So I ain't gonna lie, man. It's a challenge. Nothing you can't do though.
It's definitely a control your crowd situation. Somebody has to be there to control the crowd.
Right.
Where are you from?
I'm from Stella, North Carolina, man. That's where I'm from.
What does 58 South? What does 1102 mean to you?
It means everything, to be honest with you, man. That's my foundation. Everything I learned, everything I know as a man, as a black man or whatever, I learned on 1102, and I took that with me to Greensboro, and I guess I sprinkled it all over the place.
I got you.
Yeah,
I got you.
Go.
So, I definitely want to talk about your podcast, because like I said, from podcaster to podcaster, it's difficult.
Yeah.
It's really difficult. You have people that fall out. You know,
had that.
Especially when they start talking a little bit about money or when we gonna do this. It's an investment that if you're not in it, it's nothing.
Yeah, you gotta, whoever you decide to build with, you gotta make sure they're able to see the long-term vision instead of, thinking, all right, we're gonna do 2 of these. Then the next thing you know, we're gonna be like the podcast that we see all over the place, the My Expert Opinions or the Joe Buddens or the Joe Rogans. Like, nah, we ain't gonna be like that. Don't nobody know us, man. We building.
So what makes your podcast different from others?
Well, mine is North Carolina centric. That's I did that on purpose because it's like I watch all the other ones. I really like them, but I can't relate really because I don't know that type of life or whatever they doing out there.
Right.
Because you got to think, Joe Budden comes from a hip-hop artist background. His friends are all from like the Northeast. Already some stuff I can't relate to.
Right.
Then with Math Hoffa and My Expert Opinion is him, and then some other people that are from the music industry. I DJ, but I'm not a battle rapper or none of the other stuff. I'm a North Carolina guy. Like, this is what I know. I know here.
Right.
So that's why I base mine around that. And plus, I like to give like North Carolina, not only just say acts, but talent and businessmen and women an opportunity to promote themselves without having to, go other places.
I got you. Is it difficult to find people to edit?
Yeah, man, it is. That's why I do it myself.
Right. I'm with you.
Absolutely, man. I do it myself, man, because I assume everybody thinks since you have a podcast, okay, so they must be generating some kind of money. That's not the case at all. So I figure if anybody I get to do any type of extra work for me, I'm willing to pay. But I'm like, I can't sustain that. Right. I'm not really making anything that I want to make just yet. So I do the shooting. I shoot myself. I edit myself. The audio, I record myself. Like,
yeah. People don't understand, guys, that like this mic, $300.
Yeah.
You need
two
yeah, you gotta have more than one.
Yeah.
You have to. You know what I'm saying? That the cameras.
Mm-hmm.
God, I did not know how much cameras were.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
But speaking of cameras, this one won't give me issues. Yeah. But like I was saying, cameras. Nobody knows, you know, a good camera for 4K is like $1,000.
Right.
Minimum.
Right.
And that's no lenses.
Right.
You know, you thank God if I got mine in a bundle. Like
a lot of folks are doing the either the iPhone or whatever the latest smartphone is to shoot that video, man. And I don't blame them. I don't blame them because some of the quality on these iPhones are better than cameras anyway.
Yeah.
And I know this Google Google Pixel 7. They're talking about that. I think that shoots in 8K or something like that.
Ain't it crazy we're already doing 8K?
Yeah.
What's one thing that you have kids?
No, I don't have no
You have no youngins?
That's my sister. I don't have no kids.
You got no youngins?
No, man. I wear condoms.
Oh man!
I buy condoms with groceries.
Okay, you got nieces and nephews?
I do.
All right. Either way, you can still answer this question. What do you wish kids today would have to go through that we had to go through?
Oh man, Oregon Trail for one, and getting up on Saturday morning and having to get out of the house and not being able to come back in until later on, like being forced to go outside. Yeah.
One thing I know that he'll never experience is a CD.
That's crazy.
How quick CDs came and went. I was here at the beginning of CDs, and I was here at the end of it. He'll never know what a CD is. Matter of fact, I haven't put a CD in my CD player in my car since I got it.
Well, see, you gotta understand, that sounds extra weird to me because, excuse me, I'm of the age to where I was here when the internet was first created.
Right.
So that means I still know about rotary phones, about phones on the wall, period, about dial-up internet, about cassettes, then CDs.
Right.
Matter of fact, I was still privy to vinyl and stuff like that growing up, man.
Yeah,
So
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, you seen that.
8-track. The only thing I really didn't get to experience was the 8-track.
8-track.
You know what I mean?
What about seeing that we're definitely here with Blacks and Tequila's podcast.
Absolutely.
We're in their arena right now. So what does the music feel like today compared to then, in your opinion?
Well, it'd be real easy to talk down on it, but it'd be unfair. And I'm gonna tell you why, right? The difference between the music now and the music back then is whatever they put out back then, according to the mediums that they had, as far as like radio outlets, television outlets, that's what you had to listen to and had to choose from.
Right.
Whereas now, you can create your own bubble music-wise. Like, when I hear people say, I don't like such and such, or I can't stand this, I just look at them and be like, you know, you don't have to listen to that, right?
Right.
You can construct your own everything on the phone. Like, you literally can create your own world now. It's crazy, but
you don't have to go outside anymore.
even if you are outside, you can control what you listen to, what you watch. Like, you don't, you know what I mean? You create your own diet, if that makes sense.
Right. So, growing up, what was your choice of music?
My choice of music. I like R&B a whole lot, man. Yeah, cause I don't, I rock with rap, as long as it's saying something. Like AZ, big fan of AZ, big fan of Nas. Shout out to Stephen Jones, Steve-O, appreciate that.
Hey.
That's who put me on.
I got you.
Yeah,
I got you.
what I mean?
Shout out Steve-O.
He was the first person I heard listening to Erykah Badu. Like,
word.
Yeah, stuff like that. Like the beats was tight, rhymes meant something dope. And then R&B, love New Edition, favorite group of all time.
Okay.
Yeah, happiest moment of my life. I remember I asked my mom's for the Home Again album by New Edition. I got home from school, that joint was laying on my bed, man. You couldn't tell me shit.
Music is definitely art, man. It goes back, and you can remember, like I don't know if you speak this language online. I'll cut it out if need be. But like your first piece,
Oh yeah.
Remembering, you
Jack,
can go back to a song.
I know. I can tell you the music I was listening to during that era.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that would have been let's see. Mine was in 9th grade. 14. Went on a Black History field trip. What was I listening to then? I don't know, but I know Jagged Edge was somewhere close by.
I got you.
Yeah. That was around that. Yeah.
And mine was horrible because I had to do it to like New Jock City, Young Jock. We didn't have good R&B at the time. This was the dancing era.
You could have borrowed our R&B, man. Nobody said it was off limits to you. You could have borrowed our R&B, bro.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell.
So it's going down?
No, my first time. It was so cliche. My first time was playing, yo.
Okay.
It was something. It was horrible. Worst 3 minutes of my life, but that's a whole nother story. Man. What are your influences today? If you could say, you know what? No. What is the word? It's an A word.
Mm-hmm.
What are your aspirations in life?
My aspirations in life? Oh man. Right now, as I sit before you, as a 37-year-old man, my aspirations in life are now to build something I can leave for my nieces and nephews and my future kids. I know I'm gonna have kids. I just know right now I ain't in no rush.
Right.
Yeah, I give myself like 2 years before I do that. 'Cause I gotta leave part of me behind. You know what I mean? Yeah, just to leave them with something tangible. No bills, all assets.
Amen.
Yeah, man, and instill in them same things I was taught growing up on 1102.
I got you. What happened to grandmothers?
Oh yeah, man, they passed away, man, and the people who became the new grandmothers stopped wanting to be called grandmothers. They took offense to being called grandmothers, because to them, the connotation made it seem like they were old, as if they weren't older than the parents. So that makes you a grandparent. You are my grandmother. They won't be called nanas and G-moms and gonna be called little hip cool stuff. You know?
Yeah.
Nah, you
They
that
still
baby.
be outside.
Yeah, you that baby grandma, man. It's cool.
Sit down.
Right, you that baby grandma. It's alright.
I got you. Yo, you're making this too easy for you.
Hey, I'm just saying,
I love
cuz.
it. You're making me go back in my phone. Either way, is there anything you want to ask me, man?
I do.
Open. This is open.
I do. Cuz what made you want to step into the podcasting arena, man?
Oh man. Oof. Long story. I'll try to make it as short as possible without getting emotional.
Okay.
Growing up, well, today, you go back and you can, for some reason, Beyonce was recorded as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It was documented. People like Jay-Z, Nas, Tupac, Biggie, somehow, some way, they always had a camera in their face growing up. And they can go back at that. You know, whoever wants to go back and see that, they can go back and see that. And I feel like we lost touch when we picked up a phone and we could record anything. But everybody's recording themselves. They're not trying to get to know people.
They're not recording moments, they're just recording them.
Yeah, they're just recording them.
Gotcha.
One thing, once I started this, my mom passed away. My mom passed away a year before I started this. And I just remember telling myself, I wish I had video of my mom.
Yeah.
I wish I had something to go back and look. All I have is a voicemail. It was the day before she passed, and that goes at the end of all my videos.
Yeah.
I want people to be able to come here, be transparent. In 2 years from now, they're not speaking the same way. I want them to be able to see their growth, their self, if they want to.
Right.
To be able to see the thing about a mind it's tricky. It can change in 5 seconds. We're not obligated to be the same person that we were 5 seconds ago.
In a perfect world.
Correct. So to be able to document that, to be able to get to know people forgot about relationships. That's all life is. It's about relationships. You understand? That me meeting you, it branches off. You meeting me, it branches off. Everybody branches off. So I believe that I want to be able to build a community that can do that.
Are you optimistic or pessimistic about that, seeing as though we're losing the human interaction more and more with technology?
Very pessimistic. Very pessimistic. I'm pessimistic by nature, period. But seeing where this is going, Have you tried to date lately, man?
Well,
it's so awkward, man.
This the thing. Like, so when I think of date, I think of like meet, talk, go out, get to do the whole interview process, this, that, and the third. Nah, man, cause it's time consuming, and the fact that I know what I want. So as soon as I see a red flag, I'm not gonna be like, okay, well maybe that's just nothing and keep going. I'm old, man. I ain't really got time to keep wishing and hoping and praying. So if I'm
yeah, but today it's so hard to walk up to somebody and say, hey, how you doing? Like we used to pass numbers. You have to put that in the black book. You understand? Like you had to put that somewhere. Like if she wrote it on your hand, you had to keep that and not wash it throughout the day and make it back home.
Especially if you really liked her, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Today, we don't have that.
Well, you know what happened is there are so many options now thanks to the phone. I mean, granted, that might not be realistic, but in people's minds, these followers are their options.
Right.
That's the problem. Delusion sets in on both sides, men and women.
Yeah.
That's where we're at with it. Everybody thinks they deserve the best of the best without doing any work.
Correct.
I don't know when that has ever been realistic in life, but that's what people feel like they deserve, man.
As soon as and I'll just say a woman for now, but as soon as a woman was able to take a picture and put it online and get thousands of likes by random people
for doing nothing other than standing there,
we lost texture, and I don't see a way of fixing that.
Nah, cause they all like everything. Well, everybody pretty much is starting to look like they came from the same factory. All the guys are starting to look the same. All the girls are starting to look the same. They're not. And the even crazier part is they're not doing what they're doing for the opposite sex. They're doing it just so they could stunt on each other. Like the women are doing what they're doing just so they can compete with the next female to say they look better than that female, not to gain the guy's attention, so to speak. And I see the dudes are doing the same thing, because every time you see like a certain group of them out, this 6 group of dudes all look like they on one team, because they all got the same haircut, same little t-shirt, same pants with the drawers showing, same big ass shoes. The girls got the same hat helmets with the baby hair on it and the damn, the caked up makeup looking like drag queens, and the ant butts with the little pecan with the little stick figure legs and all that stuff, man. I'm like, what the hell? What's happening here? What did I walk into? And then it's like they're at a middle school dance, because they never interact with each other. They just chill and talk, and they'll sit down on their phone and talk when they on opposite sides of the room, but nobody comes together to talk, and it's weird, man.
How do you think we can fix that?
Man,
or are you also pessimistic about it?
I'm not pessimistic. I'm just realistic about what I'm looking at, if that makes any sense, man. There's no one thing that's gonna change it, because this is a media-driven society at the moment. So until you start seeing regular people interact with regular people on primetime television, they ain't gonna give a damn. Cause there's more of us regular people out here.
Right.
Way more of us.
Right.
But I mean, hey, that's not what they're gonna show, man.
I got you. I'm gonna switch it up.
Yeah.
We both come from the two.
Mm-hmm.
We both come from this place called the Alley.
Yeah.
Maybe you can compare thoughts with me or give me similar situations. I've never heard my grandfather say I love you.
No, my granddad ain't say too many words on a daily basis, man. We just talked about this the other day, as a matter of fact. Like the most my grandfather said, he said I think 4 words a day that I heard. And those 4 words were, I was watching that. Yeah, because he'd be in his chair chilling, leg crossed, hand kind of over his face, got home from work, WCW's on, you know what I mean, Sting, wrestling, Ricky Steamboat, all them motherfuckers. We like, man, granddad ain't watching this shit. Soon we turn. Hey, I was watching that. Like, that's the most we got. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I mean, he'd be like, he say hey back to you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hey, bad boy, shit like that. But he wasn't never, I love you. Ain't never, no.
How do you think that formed you growing up?
Oh, that formed me a lot, man. That to me, that taught me that you just gotta get out here and produce. That's it. You just gotta go do stuff, man. Love ain't gonna pay your bills. Love ain't gonna do nothing for you. Cause he did everything he did and had all the kids he did and just made it happen. He might have told my grandma. I hope that's what he told her. You know?
Right.
I ain't never hear him say this shit. But
Me neither.
yeah, I hope that's
Me
what
neither.
you know. I mean, he had to tell her. He had to tell her I love
Once
you
upon a
sometime.
time.
You see how many damn aunts and uncles I got, man?
Right.
He had to slip it in there. You know what I mean? A couple times. But yeah.
Did that pass on to your father and then pass on to you?
Yeah, my pops is like that. He just works. He don't really show too much emotion and shit like that. He just get stuff done. Yeah, same.
Do you think that's good for this society?
I can't speak on this society.
On the average men, we're talking about men. You know, my son, he's here. He's probably bored of shit. But to me, it's very important for me to tell him I love him every day.
Right.
I don't know if that's because my dad didn't it's like picking teeth. But I always wanted that acceptance in knowing, hey man, you're doing good. You know, I see what you're doing. I really am proud of you. To hear that, I just think is very important. And I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing because I see the way these kids are growing up soft.
Right. That, as Gary say, that would be my rebuttal to it. Not to say it's a good or bad thing. It's just that I believe they've said it, just not in those direct words, if that make any sense to you. When they say stuff like, well, hell, not even say stuff, just like take you with them. Just take you with them when they go places. When they're around other men, they be like, yeah, my son, and you get to kick it with them. That's like the stamp of approval. You know what I mean? That's like being blessed into the mob when you get to, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's how I took it.
I got you. Man, that's about all I got for you today.
Hey, cuz, I ain't tripping, man.
I definitely
I'm
appreciate
thankful,
you.
man. I'm thankful. It warms my heart to sit here amongst my people, man, and be a part of what y'all got going on, man. I appreciate that for real. Thank you for the invitation.
Hey, anytime, and please, come back, and I can't wait to bless your
every time
mics.
I come home, man, what you mean? 1102 Fair War, what's happening, baby? Every time I come home, I'm in here. What's it? Blacks and tequila, you know what I mean? Already, 58 South in this thing.
I was just about to say, go ahead and shout out your joint. Go ahead and shout it out.
58 South TV on YouTube. Shop Talk NC Podcast on Stitcher, Spotify, Google Podcast. Yeah. Because Apple was playing, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that.
Yeah, Apple was playing.
But hey man, this is all day 1102 network. This is Unveil Your Cloud, and we're out of here. Thanks for watching.